Hey. What's going on, everybody? What's going on? We're here once again. Welcome, everybody, to the Big Time Show podcast that is being seen and heard live everywhere on Facebook, on Podbean Live, Facebook Live. It is right now on YouTube, on the Spotlight Sports Network, and also on the Big Time Show YouTube page as well. We're also being seen live on Twitch and on Twitter. Welcome everybody to the show on tonight. How's it going on this Monday night? Everybody getting back into the groove of work. Folks still down and enjoyed that long little, weekend, Good Friday. And now I had to go back to work. Probably some of y'all just sleep now. Some of y'all gonna catch this on the replay. That's what it's probably gonna sound like. Hello to everybody on tonight. Everybody on tonight. We are getting very close to the NFL draft. We are getting closer and closer, and all the skeptics are out. All of the armchair drafters are working it out, trying to figure out what is going to be the best fit or the next choice for the Cowboys coming in. And Cowboy Nation is on fire. It's been so many mock drafts and all of that type of stuff. So you can just imagine how it's going to be as we get closer and closer to the draft, which will be on next week. It is going to be totally crazy in Cowboy land because as I told most of you guys before, that most of you, the best time for the Dallas Cowboys actually is this time over the last few years. This is when the Dallas Cowboys shine, at least at its best. You may get some complaints on what happens on Sunday. You get a lot of complaints on that. You may get some complaints about training camp as well. But you rarely hear a lot of complaints about the draft. You really don't hear that many. Hello, I'm going to speak to the people that are here. Hello, and I can't even pronounce that, who's ever on Podbean, but I appreciate you for jumping in on the show. Thank you for popping in on me. I appreciate it so much. I'm going to come to all the other people in just a moment. Hey, Coach, I see Coach Price is here. My brother Gary is in the building. And, of course, my brother Joe from the country of Italy is here as well. I appreciate anybody who don't mind coming to hang with me just for a little while. So thank you for coming in. Let's go ahead and just start talking about it. We don't need many people tonight. Hey, Michael, I got an echo going. I can hear it. Yeah, let me turn this down just a little bit. Hey, Coach Bree Love. Oh, okay. Coach Bree Love says, hey, shout out my YouTube page, The Old Coach Sunday Night, as I talk about coaching in the 90s versus coaching today. A place to remember times gone past, also tips for young coaches in the game. No problem at all. Hey, Coach, I like that, man. I'm about to join in and subscribe to your show. Listen, if you don't mind, I got a coach who's been a supporter of this podcast for a while. Coach Michael Breedlove. He's a coach in South Carolina. And he has a YouTube page that's called The Old Coach Sunday Nights. If you don't mind, go check it out. He's very knowledgeable. He supports me, so I will support him. And I'll just try to go there real quick. All right, let me speak to some of these other good folks that's on here. What's up, Gary? My Gary on it. He said he got 5 days until I'm out of Facebook jail. Well, YouTube, you say, Gary. So you know how we do it, brother. You know, we say whatever need to be said. Coach is here. You know, I got some real guys right here on this show as of right now who can really talk football. So let's just we can right now. I think it's only just about 4 or 5 of us. Let's roll. Everybody else gonna catch up a little bit later on. Folks sleep tonight. So I'm good. Let's roll. Listen, here's Cowboy news. All right, here it is. Off season workout um, started today. Two things that everybody's talking about is number one, that boss man Fat showed up and participated. Hey, Michael Evans, what's going on? I see you. Um, yeah, yeah. So I've seen people already talking crazy about boss man even just showing up, and I'm saying this. Let me just go and kill it. Why? Okay, why not show up? What is he guilty of? What I mean, yeah, I know you don't. Some people don't like it, but let's look at it as it is. He was not arrested. He got called down, answered a few questions. And we don't know what the questions were. Therefore, we don't know what the answers were. We don't know if some people say if he snitched, then you don't know if he didn't snitch. All we know is the two people that pulled, there were two people that definitely were arrested. Boss man Fat was not arrested. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, whether you like it or not, he is a free man. Yeah, he's a free man. And because he's free, he went to go do his job. What is his job? His job is to play football. He's under contract. It's time to report to work. Boss man Fat reported to work. That's all you can say. That's all you can say. You can't say nothing else. You can't say nothing else. He went to work. That's what he did. So it was good to hear that. Now, whatever Commissioner Godell comes up with, so be it. But right now, there's nothing come up, so he has to go to work. I ain't got no problem with it at all. Um, until till something else comes out, then I'll change my story. Yeah, I mean, exactly, Mike. Mike says the only thing he may be guilty of is guilt by association. I think that's obvious. That's true. But I find it incredibly ironic that you know they didn't even get him for that. They would have booked him there for that if that was the case. If they arrested the two guys, certainly if there was something there, they would have arrested him. So they did not. And because they did not, people will have the tendency for you to act like you're something that you're not. People want him to act guilty when he's not. At least that's what they've said so far. And so if he's not, he does not have to act. I mean, if he's not guilty, he does not have to act like he's guilty. He does not. Uh, he does not. And a lot of people not like gonna like what I'm saying, but it's just the truth. He does not have to act like he's guilty when he's not. Yeah, I get it. Okay, Coach already. I see you. Joe says that he may be guilty for not speaking up right away, waiting a month. Okay, yeah, that part is true too, but it's not enough to put him behind bars. Obviously, because if it was the case, he would have been there. So the man has a right to go do his job. I don't have no problem with it. It is what it is. Coach Price says, I got a great idea. Trade back, give up the 24th pick to get an early second round and third, get four top 100 picks. I think is the best way to go. What you think? I think I said that on the last show, Coach, that I just believe that trading back benefits the Cowboys more than trading up, um, because you would have to give up. It just depends on where you're trying to go. If you're trying to go up, the higher you go up, the more price, the bigger the price that's going to be paid. What's up, Cincinnati crew? I see you. Thanks for popping in. Um, the more you go up, the steeper the price is. So, and then rather going with the way that you're talking about, you gain more. So it's really a matter of giving up or gaining. I think that Cowboys would do great if they drop back and potentially can get. And this is plenty of ball players, coach, in the second and third round, at least where guys are projected to go. I mean, it is there. It's pretty good in that second, third round. So I love your idea. To be honest with you, then when you throw in the fact that as of now they got, hey Tommy, I see you 10 more days. I got you. Yeah, uh, coach. Also, when you think about that, they have 3 fifth-round picks as well. That might help us there. That might do something right there. So, um, so the Cowboys have a good shot. I think they ought to trade back as well if their guy is not there at 24, and nobody really knows what their guy or who their guy really is. So that's what we have to deal with. So I like that. The other person that showed up was Dalton Schultz, who they say has bulked up some, who has gained some more weight, so that he can, according to what he says, so that he can block better, and he can handle the pressure of taking on bigger guys. So that's good to know. At least with him, at least he's worked in the off season trying to get better. That's a good sign. Uh, that is. We just have to see. The only way we're gonna see all this is later on how his blocking really is. Hey, who is this? Mike Stewart, my fraternity brother, done showed up. What's up, Parrish? I see you. Parrish Oaks is the Noop, no doubt about it. The legend, Memphis, Tennessee, Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, the great legends of Kappa Beta chapter in Memphis. My fraternity brother on here. Love it. Mike Stewart, what's going on, man? I see you sneaking in here. I see you. Appreciate everybody. So hey, Trudy. I see you, Trudy. Hey, Trudy. How you doing? See you popping in. How you doing? Uh so it's a strategy. My only question is, coach, and for whoever else is here, is really who are they really targeting? And I don't think we really gonna know that until later on. I don't. It's so many ways they can go, and then at 24, if they're settled on picking at 24, then uh, you know, where are they going to go? You know what I'm saying? If they're settled, is it really a matter of best player available? I really believe that's going to be the case if they stay there. So it makes no difference what position. Uh, it's going to be what it is. So we're really not going to know that either. Coach Breedlove says the USL wasn't bad this weekend. I loved it, Coach Breedlove. I loved it. I like that diversion you just gave me too. I loved it. Maybe I'm just thirsty for football. Maybe that's what it is. Um, I love a bunch of hungry guys giving it their all, trying to make an impression. Really, to be honest with you guys, those guys are giving a tryout to the NFL every week. You know that, right? And because of that, you're getting the best, at least of what they have, every week, every week. And when you get a bunch of guys who are trying to go to the next level or go back to the NFL in some cases, that's good stuff. There was only one thing I didn't like Coach Breed love about it. Only one thing I didn't like, and that was the cameras being on the coaches, and the coaches are just flat out there just calling the plays. And they call the plays, and then the TV, of course, goes to the field, and you can see the actual play. That's very unfair to the team that they're going to be playing next week. See what I'm saying? Because it's not hard to study the film. When you say, okay, we're going X dig 25 shuffle, uh, dig route, whatever. You call the play, and then they, there the play is right there. And so, a real coach, and coach, you can speak to this, that you'll see the formation, you'll see the possible motions, you'll see the line, the split of the line split, and that part I didn't like because it make it easy. That's almost legal cheating. That's the way I look at it. That's why guys always are so conscientious about how they let people see their lips why they call it. It's just like if you're playing football in the pros, the coach will have a call like this and be calling plays just like this with the paper over their mouth because they don't want nobody to read their lip. In the USFL, my God, I mean, you can hear everything. I mean, it's good. It's good for the fan. You know what I'm saying? It's good for the fan. But for the people that are playing and the coaching staffs, that is horrible. I mean, I didn't like that. That's the only thing I didn't like about it. Only thing. I really enjoyed the competition. Those guys are really trying, giving it their all. They you can see a lot of them are really trying. Uh, and they got X amount of weeks to try to impress a football team. Some of them guys are going to be on the practice squad. Some of those guys are good enough to play special team. And some of those guys can actually, can game. Because please understand, the NFL is watching. Every team is watching the USFL, looking for just something they can benefit the team. So I love it. I do. Back to Dalton Schultz. Dalton Schultz is funny. Well, he's not funny to me. Uh, Michael Evans going back to it says advanced scouting in the USFL is going to be huge with everyone knowing everyone's plays. Exactly. I mean, it's your playbook better be long and extensive if you're playing in the USFL. Yeah, yeah. Coach, I'm not sure if it's backed by the NFL, but what I do know is at least it's backed by NBC and Fox. They bought into it. So once you got two of the major television networks that are airing your product, it's gonna be kind of hard for them to fold. You know what I'm saying? Like they did, like it won't be such a quick one. At least I don't think it will be. But if the NFL is backing them, and they got NFL coaches, coordinators, some of those guys were NFL players, obviously. Um, if the NFL's backing them, it's gonna be kind of like a farm club, if you ask me, which ain't bad at all. It's not bad at all. The interesting thing also is going to be when the XFL comes out, and that's the one with The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, and I believe his ex-wife. That's their league. There's going to won't be a joke league like it was. Um, they will be in competition with the USFL, but Rock is going to be able to stay in there because he's loaded with money and has backing, so that won't just necessarily fall either. It's going to be interesting once the XFL comes out as well. But I love what the USFL done so far. I like it. Thomas said didn't even watch USFL. It will last 1 year again. I don't know, Tommy. I don't know about that this year. Now that USFL is back, maybe Dallas can scout them for some good offensive linemen or receivers. I don't know about that, Joe, because they're in the USFL for a reason, and not even on at least even on the practice squad in the NFL. So I don't know about that as far as offensive lineman goes. If they were that good, they would have made the NFL. So these guys not even on the radar is even being on the practice squad. So I don't know about that part. But you start talking about receivers, I will agree. Those they got some skillful guys there that are playing. So you just never know. You just never know. Somebody from the USFL is going to be at least on somebody's practice squad this year. I believe that's a safe bet. I believe that. Michael Evans says, "What do I think about the helmet cam?" Uh, it's all right. I ain't messed up about it. It just a lot of this stuff is for the fans. So, from a fan perspective, fans love it. Fans will love it. Other than that, it don't bother me one way or the other. Just get you to see how guys hit a hole real fast and all that kind of stuff. Shane says, Bishop, when the Cowboys start these volunteer offseason programs, what are they really looking at? This just me, Shane. I think that is a good way to see, how much of conditioning and shape they're in. In a case like Dalton Schultz, um, who's come in a little bit heavier, thicker, bigger than he was when he played last year. I think that's impressive. At least he's trying to get stronger. People like Ziggy Elliott who was there, there's nothing there to prove at all. So, matter of fact, when he comes in, they'll be limiting him anyway. You know what I'm saying? So, those established stars, they have no business really doing too much. You don't want to take a chance of them getting hurt too early. I heard that Dak was there, of course, and some of the receivers were there and all that. So, you know, it's always good to try to get some early work in with the quarterback and the receivers, especially after the losses that we had. So that can't hurt. I don't know what they're looking for, Shane. I just that's just me. I think see good conditioning. See how they're in, check the bodies out, make sure that they're okay. I'm quite sure that the doctors and the staff are there to do rehabs and or continue rehab. Nothing really. Uh, Lifting some weights, you know. But here's the main thing, Shane. If you want to look at it like this, a lot of times the real gauge is to see who gonna show up. Last year there was a tremendous representation of the players that were there. Tremendous. Part of the reason why we did so well as far as a record wise because the companionship and the team camaraderie was already in the building well before the real training camp started. Um, so it's there. Um, Herschel Walker did come from USFL. Jim Kelly, yeah, you're right. Thomas said Cowboys need a Jason Witten tight end. I would say they need a more athletic tight end, Tommy. Nothing wrong with Jason Witten. Nothing hard. Can't say nothing bad about him. Hall of Fame tight end. But I think Dak need every athletic weapon that he can get to mix in with Schultz. If Schultz is your Jason Witten tight line, tight end, then his second tight end ought to be kind of athletic, stretch the field a little bit, become a dangerous weapon for Dak, and he must be able to block a little bit. You know, I believe we're gonna be in there two tight ends that a lot this year. Um, Hopefully those guys can block. Coach Bree loves this Freestyle Monday anyway, y'all. So there ain't no subject. You know, I hope y'all stick with Cowboys, but if you don't, we'll talk about it. Coach Bree Love says, not getting off the subject, but how you think this Debo Samuels thing going to pan out? Perhaps he would become a Cowboy. Wishful thinking. You got that right, Coach. That's wishful thinking. Because Debo Samuels is going to be a 49, and they're going to pay him before, he's on a 1-year deal as of now. They will pay him before. Debo's not like everybody else because Debo is their best wide receiver. Debo is their best running back. I mean, Debo is their best tight end. No, he's not. Kittle is, but he's lined up besides Kittle as a second tight end. But make no mistake about it, Debo is their best wide receiver. He's a number one wide receiver. He's a number one running back for them. He can do it all, and they're going to have to pay him accordingly to what he is to that team, which is not going to be the case for somebody like AJ Brown from Tennessee. He's just a wide receiver. Debo is way more than just a wide receiver. And they're going to have to get real creative because there's really no standard for that. So Debo is in a tremendous position with the 49ers. They're going to have to, there's no standard that they can look at and say, okay, this guy got this, so we're going to pay Debo this. No. Is nobody in the league like Debo Samuel. It's rare when you can find a guy who is their number one option at everything. I think the guy that may come closest to that, and he don't even do it now, and that's the kid from Atlanta, Patterson, Cordell Patterson, I believe that's the name, who was listed as a wide receiver, but he ran the ball a whole lot. He's about the closest thing to Debo that's in the league. He can line up outside and roll like that. Of course, he's just not as explosive as Debo is, but it's incredible what Debo can do. No doubt about it. So he's going to get paid. Coach says, Thomas said, Novacek. I get it. So Brelo said, yes, agree. When we put our tight end in the slot, he poses no threat. We need someone that when we split out, he would command to bring a defensive player out the box, which will open up running lanes. Exactly. That's why I said he needed a more athletic tight end with Dawson Schultz. He needs Schultz. Schultz is a good football player. Dalton Schultz is a good football player. I like him. His blocking can be better, but I like him. I do. I like Dalton Schultz. I just need somebody to go with him and make it a dangerous threat. Jarwin was a good spot, a good, I guess, tag team partner for him. It's just that he could never stay healthy. So that we could never exploit that. But that would have been big for us on that. So I like all that. Um, I really do. All right. So here's what I want to talk about. I guess that's my little intro. That was a long one. Where y'all want to go for the draft now? Y'all done had another week. I've been kind of looking and thinking, and this offensive line thing is becoming even more a glaring problem for me, at least. And I'll tell you why. I'm saying that because when you look at our offensive line as of now, and you can pencil in who your starters are as of now. As of now, listen, and then you'll see where I'm going with this. As of now, you got Terrence Steele at right tackle. You got Zach Martin at right guard. You got Tyler at center. As of right now, I think the safe assumption would be, since Connor Williams is gone, is that Connor McGovern is probably our left guard as of now. Then you got Tyron Smith. You got Tyron Smith after that. Okay. Um, exactly, coach. That's why I'm going with it. But here's my thought. Like, out of the names that I just called out, the problem is that though a lot of those guys stay hurt. Tyron Smith stays hurt. Zach Martin, slowly but surely, is breaking down. He's becoming hurt. Those are the main two, and we're talking about probably our two best lines. So then my question then becomes, okay, what our depth look like behind there? Because a lot of our guys are gonna have to play, that's on the bench. And that's where our problem is. We got a $40 million quarterback that must be protected. And you can't be putting out no Rudy poops out there and thinking that they're not going to get our quarterback nailed, and which means possibly hurt. So I believe that is a big one. A lot of people will argue the next point that I'll talk about right after this, but I really do believe that we really need to really go back and retool this whole offensive line. At least we got to do it. If we don't do it now, we'll be waiting until the next draft to do it. And we, like I said, when you pay the quarterback like you paid him, you have to protect him. You have to protect him. You have to. And if you're not doing that, it's going to be a problem. Your quarterback is going to be in the hospital somewhere if you don't retool this line. So when you look at pick 24, there's a good shot that there's going to be some real good guys there that are projected in the first round that's going to be sitting right there at 24. Yes, if we don't trade back. And if we trade back, though, a lot of those guys will be there in the second round as well. And I think that that is an area that needs to be addressed immediately. I know is I guess I'll that lead me to the second part that's glaring, and that's linebackers. But if I had my choice after kind of thinking about this thing, uh, that's where our low points as far as depth goes are those two positions, because I done looked at everything. But it's real. We really have to address offensive line rather than linebacker. Linebackers just as bad. When you look at what we have now, of course you got Michael Parsons. Then you have LVE. Then you have Jabril Cox. Those are our top three, if you ask me. Then you have Luke Gifford. You have him there. So out of the names that I forgot the other name, but the other guy, but out of the names that I just named, what can you really depend on as far as linebacker play? Let's look at it again. Michael Parsons, all world, okay. We're good with him. LVE can't stay healthy. He can't. He is Sean Lee 2.0. He can't stay healthy. So really over a 17 game year based off the injuries that he's had in his neck. You can't be an NFL linebacker talking about you done had more surgeries on your neck. You're going to need your neck to play, and LVE cannot stay healthy as far as that is concerned. So that's not stable, at least for me. All right. Jabril Cox is just coming off an ACL surgery. I don't know if he's going to even be uh, available. We don't know. I think he will be. We really just don't know where he really is. And then even if he is okay, he hadn't played linebacker. He's played more special teams than anything. He played a little linebacker coming and made a few plays, but really it'd be almost essentially his rookie year. So you got your top three is a guy is pretty much another rookie in Jabril Cox. You got an all-world linebacker in Michael Parsons. Then you got a linebacker that can't stay healthy in the LVE. And then your next person after that is Luke Gifford, a person who never played, who's just a special teams good football player that plays special teams. You can't depend on it. So I'm saying that is just as weak as well. It's weaker, obviously, than the offensive lineman debate. I'm just talking about the depth of 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 our offensive line. If you tell, I mean, nobody's gonna tell me that Tyron Smith is gonna play 17 weeks. That's nobody would put money on that. Nobody is. It's almost to the point where you can say the same thing about Zach Martin too. It's just hard to believe that those guys would make it through this whole year, and not miss multiple games as they always do. What you gonna do when they're out? That's what I'm saying. Joe says, excuse me, let me go back. Coach Bree love the rubber leaves the road, not meant needed. Exactly. Shane said we need O line help, but I can see Cowboys selecting the best player available. At 24, that's what you're supposed to do. To be honest with you, you don't draft for need. You draft the best player available. Joe says OC, linebacker, wide receiver, our first three priorities. Yeah, I don't know if necessarily now on the position wise. You said offense. I guess Joe, you saying an offensive center. I think that's what you're saying. OC, offensive center, or what you trying to do? Offensive line. I don't know if that's what you're saying, but position wise, I'll go there if that's what Joe was talking about. The number one position on the line that need to be addressed is left guard. If you ask me, uh, I still believe in Tyler. Oh, you meant guard, exactly. That's right, Joe. Me and you on the same page. I believe that um, left guard, because we know right guard, that position is locked up with Zach Martin being there. So left guard is really the spot for me. And there are some great little young left guards that will be available even at 24. And of course, later on, second, third, fourth round. Um, a couple names have come up. Kenyon Green. That's what a lot of Cowboy fans like. That's who they like. If he is there, that would be a pretty good pickup. I was just looking at a guy um, from um, Memphis, right here in Memphis, Parion. Uh, he's a good guy. There's a few negative things about him, but overall, he's a pretty good guard from Memphis. So I kind of like uh, where we are as far as positioning goes. Some of those guys will be there even in the second round, uh, but it has to be addressed. It's just no question about that. You got a four. I'm gonna say it again. You have a $40 million quarterback. You must protect him. And I believe the Cowboys know that. I believe they know that. And I believe they're going to do that. We just don't know exactly when, but I really believe that's going to happen. All right. linebacker. I have, based off what I was talking about the linebacker position, I have a new guy that I like. Let me show you who I'm talking about. When we talk about linebackers that's coming out of this draft, most talk about Dean that's coming out of Georgia. And, that's good. But this guy right here, this guy right here, this guy right here, y'all, I watched the tape on him. Mr. Devin Lloyd. Let me show y'all. Look, y'all. Look. I need y'all to see this. This guy is different. I watched him. First of all, let's look at him. He's freakish, number one. Now he's not. You can see Lloyd is a. This is the scouting report on him from Sports Illustrated. He's a do-it-all linebacker who can play all three linebacker positions. Now you know what the Cowboys like, right? Flex. And y'all know that, right? Okay. Cowboys love flex. All right. You can see that. And his has an impact on the game in a variety of ways. He stuffed the stat sheet last season with 110 tackles, 22 tackles for loss, 8 sacks, and 4 interceptions. 2 of them was for scores. And then to say the rangy, listen to this, the rangy former high school safety is instinctive when dropping in coverage with the size and length, 33-inch arms to match up with tight ends, has outstanding ball skills. He was a safety, y'all. He was a safety who's just gotten bigger and has enough bulk to even play one of the outside linebacker positions. But keep in mind, the scouting report says he can play all three. Then it says while he plays faster than his time 40-yard dash or 4.6, you would have, this was done in March or a little earlier, you will have an opportunity to improve at Utah's Pro Day on March. Listen, I'm not going to say anything. You guys need to go check out his film. I'll let the film speak for itself. You guys need to check out his film. I actually like him more than I like our next guy. Let's look at Jacoby Dean real quick. I love Dean. I would not be messed up if we picked him. I would love Dean. Look at Dean. Of course, he played with Georgia. He says Dean is a modern day 3-down linebacker. That's great. Football IQ and instincts and speed allow him to play fast, and he's always around the ball. That is true. If you watch Georgia, you would know that. His quickness and athleticism allow him to excel in coverage against running backs. But here's my part where I kind of veer off from him a little bit. But a lack of ideal size and length could create some challenges matching up with tight ends, and it will. However, he won the Buckers Award as the nation's top linebacker, as you know. Finished with 2001 with a team high 10.5 tackles for loss and had 72 tackles, 6 sacks, 28 quarterback hurries, 2 interceptions, and 2 forced fumbles. So here's my thing. Look at the size of Devin Lloyd. 6'3", 237 pounds. Dean is 5'11", 229 pounds. That's light. That's very light. That's extremely light. Now we look at Lloyd again. He can play all 3 spots. I'm saying you're going to need that because I believe that LVE ain't going to make it. Okay? This kid is a freak. All you gotta do is turn on his tape. Devin Lloyd from Utah, first team All American. This kid is different. He played safety, y'all, which means he got real live instinct. He can pick the ball off. He can play with the tight end. He's physical. He's physical. If you get the chance, you need to look at Devin Lloyd. I think that would be a great pick. Now, of course, I don't know if he's gonna last to 24. I'm just saying, well, everybody's talking about Dean and got him as one of the top linebackers come off the board. Listen, Lloyd is different. I like him. Um, and I think yes, coach. Uh, number 9, I think he's on here as well. Let me peep him out. I know exactly what you're talking about. Let's see here. Let's look at here for him. I want to introduce you to one more before I go to him. Here's another one. Y'all see Damian Clark there? Damian Clark from LSU is a freak. He is. Played number 18 for LSU. He's different. He's different. You need to look at him as well. Now he won't be picked up maybe into the second, third round, but he would be a great pickup for us. Look at read him. He was better as a run defender than in coverage at this point in his development. Clark ranked third in the nation in tackles, so he's always around the football. 135 with 15.5 tackles for loss, 5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and an interception last year. This guy's different. I like this kid also, Leo Chanel from Wisconsin. Just a good ball player. He's one of those guys that'll hit you pretty good. Yeah, a lot of you guys already know this person. Here's the guy you talking about, coach, and they didn't put nothing down on him. But you talking about Brian Awesome while he's fast, 6 foot, 226 pounds. He's extremely fast. I saw that. That's what you're talking about. And he has a motor on him that is pretty good as well. That's what you're talking about. I like him. I do. I like him. And I got a feeling that if the Cowboys really want to go in that direction, he will be there. I'm talking about, second, third round, those type guys. He'll be in that mix. He's not a first round guy, but he's a ball player. So it's amazing. But these guys here, Leo Chanel guy, he's from Wisconsin. Guys need to peep him out. He is really physical ball player, and you have to be playing from the Big Ten conference as well. But he's fast, as you can see, 4.5, 340. I think I'd take that any day of the week. I like him. Damon Clark, as I said, super fast, like a killer. I'm talking about a flat out guy that hits you in your mouth. Physical. That's the kind of guys you need to set the tone on your football team. I like him. But man, listen, between Dean and Lloyd, my goodness, I would love to have Lloyd. I would love to have him. He's special. You guys need to check him out as soon as you can, and then you tell me if you're seeing what I'm seeing. So these are guys who would possibly be, in some of these guys' cases, they would automatically be day one starters. I think they're high on Jabril Cox. But again, because Cox is coming off a ACL, we don't know where, he really is yet. And then LVE injury prone. You better have some depth from the linebacker position. Those guys I just showed you would be great addition to this thing, without a doubt. And we're gonna have to address the linebacker anyway. I don't care where they do it, but they're gonna have to address it because they have to know that they really have no real depth there. There's just no question about it. And we all know that Jerry and Steven, or whoever you want to call it, they're not gonna spend money on no free agents. So they'll want to build through the draft. Where this is their time. This is their time. This is their time. This is where they shine. So I'm suspecting linebacker and offensive line to be drafted heavily. At least two of each. I wouldn't be surprised. We got all these picks, especially in the 5th round. We got 3 picks in the 5th round. Some folks want to trade back. If you trade back, you're gonna pick up some more picks. I have to have at least 2 linemen picked in this draft this year. Minimum. I gotta have it. And I would love to see 2 linebackers as well. All right. Y'all gonna crank up the phone line early. Okay. Got my coach here. All right, my coach is on here. I didn't want to crank it up, but when my coach called, I ain't got no problem with it. What's
Well,
up,
I'm glad
Coach?
you did, Big Show.
What's up, Coach? You
because
know you got free reign.
I'm rolling, man, and I said I went in and went out, and I said, man, let me give a call, man. Maybe they're taking calls, man.
Yeah, ain't no problem with it.
I hear all this talk, man. I just wanted to give my 2 cents on this boss man fat thing, man. It's just another tragedy of a young black man making bad decisions, and sometimes the bad decisions put you in situations where you really are in a bind. And I think not only he should learn a lesson from this, hopefully his story could be a lesson that a lot of young men coming into this type of situation in life can learn, because we have it all around the country, young folks around his age, and these guys who were in their vehicle, as well as the young man that lost his life, making bad decisions all over. Here in Columbia, South Carolina, we had some guys around his same age making bad decisions in our mall on Saturday, and with gunplay over. And none of it was worth it when you're talking about shooting people. No one lost their lives, but a lot of people got hurt. So I hope that the country and our Cowboy fans look at this not just in a football aspect, but as a call to the more complex of our young people in our country. I always say, I know that, not trying to preach on that, but I always use the philosophy when I talk to young people. I say the father, I say the sun in the sky is a powerful thing, but there's another sun. The farther you get away from the sun in the solar system, the colder and darker things get. And the farther you get from the SON, the colder and darker things get. So we need to get closer to what's the more compass. So
I love it, and
yeah. So I know. Now, be sure don't go in the pulpit to use that one.
Well, I've already used I used kind of a different scenario. I talked about a car that I had. I had a problem. I took it to Firestone. It was a Dodge Charger, and I tried to cheat my way out of it by going to Firestone and get it done. But Firestone said, "Sir, we can't fix it because the only people that can handle this is the dealership." So, in other words, they were saying you have to go back to your creator, the one that created the car. That's the one that can fix it. And I said that so it is with man. That, sometimes we be going to the wrong places to find out things that need to be, fixed. And in order to do that, you need to go back to the one that created you the same way. So, I said it, you just said it a different way, but I am going to use what you said. So, thank you for that tidbit there. I appreciate
Yeah, it's both of them are 3-letter words, but both of them have
but let me say,
so much power.
Let me say this to you about the situation, though, Coach. See, some people have to learn the hard way, and Boss Man learned a very valuable lesson, at least in my opinion, because when the threat of everything is being close to being taken away, that'll be your wake up call. So you can't rap about the stuff and then go try to live it. That you're a football player now. You're a professional football player, and these guys don't have millions of dollars to pay you. Your little friends. You got a chance to change your children's life and their children's life and possibly their children's life with the money that you make now. And for that to almost leave him, I think that's probably, and of course, nobody knows it, but I think that's going to be a wake up call. Like, you almost threw this all away just for trying to be a gangster. You know what I'm saying? And or being hanging
Right.
around gangster. If that don't wake you up, nothing will. So I believe that I think he's already learned his lesson. Plus, he see that his friends are already been arrested. Young man lost his life. I just don't think that he, want to be associated with that type of stuff. But, I just think that's a wake up call for him. I pray that that's what it is. And I believe you said it absolutely right. It's
Yep.
just a classic case of young people making bad decisions. I agree with you 100%
Yeah.
on that.
But something, as the Cowboys had, we talked about it, that, but now we got to move on in a football sense as fans to see how we can work this thing in this draft and mold this team. This is a big blow because it adds another need for us, but not as a glaring need as people may think, because you're talking about a guy with Anthony Brown and Jay Lewis there, and we have some guys that were starters.
Mm-hmm.
So, but we probably gonna need to draft a cornerback in this draft. But we're gonna have to develop a developmental cornerback, and we're gonna have to let Will McClay do his work and see if we can get a very serviceable cornerback, probably in the later rounds. I'm not saying nothing in the first 2 rounds.
No.
But as I put in your chat, and I know you talked about it a little bit, and you agree upon this, top 100 picks usually have a great chance of making it in the NFL. Mm-hmm. Because with the vast amount of players out there in the last 2 years, because of this of the COVID-19 thing, and a lot of players getting extra years, there's a lot of players. There's a surplus of players in the draft that's really ready to contribute to NFL teams. Now that might dry up in the next couple of years, but there's a vast amount of players out there. That's why you see a lot of positions very deep in this draft. Mm-hmm. I think the Cowboys would serve themselves good if, like I said, if we know we can get rid of that 24 pick and get an early second and maybe a third and get 2 more picks in the 100, will give us 4 picks in the 100, where we right now have 3, and then we can try to work with 4 positions that we can work with, and then that 4th pick, which is right outside the top 100, can be that pick that we really try to pick totally best players available to try to either double dip or to touch another area. Mm-hmm. I think that's the best way. Trading up would be a drastic mistake because one player on this team is not going to make a great difference, and you're going to have to give us some draft capital in your second and your third round to try to get there, and then you're really just banking on outside of 100 picks, and then there's that one great player.
Yeah.
So
I want to go back and just start it where you were, where you started it from. And I said it once. I said it, I think, on the last show, that the boss man fat situation, because you figure that Commissioner Goodell is going to suspend him at some point. And matter of fact, even until everything is settled, you would figure that he at least be on the commissioner exempt list. And ain't no telling how long that's going to be. But I believe, Coach, that you kind of said it, but I just put it the words on it. That boss man fat situation actually may have changed the draft strategy slightly of the Cowboys, because I really do believe that boss was going to be it was going to be his job to lose as a starter. I really believe that he had the heads up over Anthony Brown coming into this year. But because of the situation, Anthony Brown goes right back to where he was as a starter. Jay Lou goes back to number 3. And now you got to find a number 4. So, and what me and you were talking about, Coach, was the trade possibility of what you can get for Anthony Brown. And now you can't trade Anthony Brown now. You can't.
But I worry, Big Show, about Anthony Brown now. Mm-hmm. Sometimes when you got a little heat standing behind you, you play better.
Yeah.
And if this thing doesn't work out well with Mr. Boss Man Fat, and he's either suspended, which he's going to either be suspended or cut, or have some legal problems later on. I don't want Anthony Brown to feel in a point that, okay, now I don't have no competition.
Oh yeah.
And I don't have no competition.
Yeah.
Sometimes that gives you a sense of entitlement and a sense of, okay, so that's what's very important for the play of Anthony Brown, because when you have a guy, when a guy, they draft a guy in the second round and you complete beating and you see that guy practice every day, you stay on your P's and Q's of performing. And I think you got a level head of doing that.
Let me ask you this, Coach. And I don't think this is going to happen, because what I'm about to say has caught a whole lot more steam in the last week. But at first it wasn't like that. If Stingley, which he shouldn't be, but if he is there at 24, are you taking him? Cornerback.
No. I mean, there's a reason why he's falling. Cornerbacks that fall on the draft board, there's a reason.
His only reason is he hadn't played a lot because his medicals. I mean, he's well, I ain't gonna say injury prone. He sat out last year in full confidence that he was gonna be drafted, so he chose to sit out. But previous to that, he was hurt. Now, the only reason why I'm saying that is because if Stingley did fall to 24, he would be the highest rated player on your board. He would have to be. No question about that. And if you're going best player,
no question about it. But if he falls all the way to 24 and he's cornerback again, like I said, hurt or not hurt, the cornerback from of last year that was he got hurt again. The one that came out last year, I think one of the top 3 guys. I forgot what school he came out.
You talking about Horn?
Yeah. No, I'm not talking about Horn. I'm talking about, it was 3 of them. It was Horn.
Surtain.
It was another.
Certain.
And there was another guy that had a knee injury.
Oh, the kid from the kid that played at Virginia. Oh my goodness.
He went to Tennessee.
Caleb something.
And
I know you're talking about.
Yeah, he went to Tennessee, and he tore his ACL this year. Again, I don't know. I need to do a little research. I know I watched Boss Cowboy did a couple of film breakdowns on him, and I don't like non-physical corners anyway because if anybody would watch. If anybody want to learn about football, man, if you watch and I don't know if you watched this one time, big show that the special that an HBO special by Nick Saban and the art coaching by Nick Saban and Bill Belichick.
Mm-hmm.
They gave some very good things of their philosophy about how they pick players. And one of the first things they said is when they review a defensive back, the first thing he got to be able to do is tackle.
Yeah.
They didn't say cover. They didn't say that. They say first he got to be able to do it. He got to be able to tackle because his window of shutting people down is not. But when guys catch the ball and in the run support, he got to be able to put people on the ground. He got to be physical. And that's a. And I don't like to see unphysical, but he's a very talented guy.
Oh yeah.
But if Stingler is there, the only way I make that move. Let's say if the one of the top cornerbacks is there. Not even say if Stingler is there. There's another guy that has rocketed up, and you say, well, this guy can start for us right now because you pick the first round pick has to be a guy that can start right now. That's not no guy that can come in. That's got to be a third corner or a fourth corner. He got to be a starter right now. So let's say we got a cornerback out there that can start right now, and we like, man, best corner out there. And I had to do my work as an organization to understand I need picks. And I understand that the cornerback, if it's a guy that's going to come there, I still have to explore before the draft the value of Anthony Brown or what I can get for him. Because if I fall into that situation, I got to then get on the horn and turn Anthony Brown into. If Anthony Brown could have, if I did that due diligence and found that Anthony Brown plus a fifth round pick can get me a second,
it's worth it.
A third, I would. And that cornerback pops on the board, and I find myself at 24 where I can get that cornerback. Then I got to turn it over Anthony Brown right after that to regain another pick, so I still going to have 3 to 4 picks in the top 100.
I like it.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, I like it. It's a wheeling deal thing.
Yeah, but I can't say I'm going to draft a guy that I know in the first round is going to be a cornerback, and then I got another starting cornerback on my team and I'm deep there, that I can't turn over to get back to what the other position needs that I need because I'm building through the draft. So the better players I get, the deeper my team is, the younger my team is, and then I can work some other places where I desperately need, because I don't want the Cowboys to think, and I see that football is like this, and I think our Cowboy fans get this way. We just like we talk about Kellen Moore not being so pass happy.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get into this point where we get trying to play finesse football and think about the pass, and defensively we think about the pass. Offensively we think about the pass. And then we forget about things, and then what happens sneaks up on us, our run game, our defensive run game suffers. Then what is our offensive run game suffers. And then we find ourselves a one-dimensional finesse football team, and then when we get in big games, it shows its head, because you have to be a physical football team when you play the bigger teams and the better teams in the NFL, when you have these big showdowns, and especially in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And it rears its head, and that's what our Achilles heel has been for many years, because we turn into a finesse football team because we think the finesse passing game and stopping the passing game and getting the edge rushes They can't stop the run and just getting on the field and sacking the quarterback. Stop the run, be able to run the ball, and the passing game and offense, if you're able to run the ball, the passing game won't come, and it's going to come in big chunks. And if you're able to stop the run game, you grant yourself the right to hunt the passer. And then that's when your turnovers come.
Yeah.
But football is never going to change. If we try to change what football really is, football is a physical sport. And most times, the most physical, disciplined team
that's who win.
Mm-hmm.
It's proven every year when the playoffs start. All these pass-heavy teams, then all of a sudden start rolling, running the ball a whole lot when it get cold outside. And that's the teams that usually do well. Let them play good defense. So it's never failed.
Let's look at Kansas City. This big show, look at Kansas City. And I think we overlook these things. Kansas City went to a Super Bowl 2 years ago, and they got physically beat up front very badly by a Tampa Bay Buccaneers team. Their next year, they changed their whole offensive line back. They changed their whole offensive line out.
Yeah.
The next year, they got a tackle that they thought he was a run guy in Baltimore, but he's a huge Brown, and they got him over there to be a physical tackle. They drafted a guy from Tennessee in the sixth round and turned out to be a very good guard from them that people, backed off because he had some type of a blood clot thing, and he was rated, but they got him in the sixth round, in the fifth round, and he started every game and had great stats for the year at guard. So, but the other players they put on there, they got more physical up front because they had to be more physical up front to allow Patrick Mahomes to do the things he wanted to do, and they have a threat of physicality to their offense. So when Mahomes would go on his thing, they did get beat overpowered physically. They got guys in the middle to try to be physical against the run, where they were better against the run. It's not about getting the finesse guys. Yes, the football has a speed component, but if you're physical and disciplined, you can win most battles. If you play football, you know that.
Oh, yeah.
If you are the most physical guy,
you're gonna win a lot of football.
Most times,
you're gonna win a lot of football.
You're gonna win your battles.
Yes, sir. No question about it. No question.
That's where the Cowboys has to. That's why when I say that linebacker, tight end, offensive guard is our biggest worries and our things that we need, because those three positions, there were places that we were very
weak,
finesse, and not physical at this team.
I agree.
Our middle linebacker, other than Michael Parsons, our tight end positions were not physical at all. And our offensive guard, which he had a good year, could block, but he had a physical component that limited him, which got us in bad situations.
He wasn't strong
because
he wasn't strong either, Coach.
Right.
Yeah, he wasn't strong.
And I'll say this right quick, Big Show, and I'll let you go. Offensive line. I played offensive line in college. That's where I started my coaching offensive line. People give a lot of credit to tackles because, again, when we talk about a passing league, they always want to talk about the tackles now, blocking guys on the end. Well, defensive ends now have a harder time to get to the quarterback because of the quick passing game. But if you want to help the tackles, there's one reason why Steele played better on the right-hand side, and he became a better tackle on the right-hand side because of the force that he had at the right guard of Zach Martin. Because of the fact that half a step that Dak Prescott has on that right guard where he can step up a little bit, it doesn't take no about 6 inches.
Yeah.
It allows the defensive end on Steele's side not to have a great angle and brings the defensive end back to the offensive tackle. Yeah. But if he cannot step up and the quarterback has to step back, you put your tackles more on the island where you give a better angle to the defensive end to get to the quarterback, which runs them away from the tackle, and now they're in a vulnerable spot. That's when your holding calls come, and that's when you have pressure on the quarterback. Mm-hmm. This game is about 6 inches. If you're stout up the middle with your 2 guards and your center, it gives that quarterback that half a step he can come up in the pocket, which sets the angles even better for your tackles, and you can get away with less of a tackle if you got 2 great guards in the center.
Wow.
If you go across the whole land, as any coaches, they'll tell you the same thing. It's a game of angles. And if the quarterback has to step back to retreat because you're getting pushed in the front, that half a step, half a yard can mean the difference in a second or two or an angle for a great defense end to get to the quarterback.
That's true, Coach. Man, I appreciate your call, Coach. As always, you drop nuggets. All right,
Big Show. I appreciate you doing what you're doing, man. But we Coach, need to push.
Yeah, we need to push this.
What's that?
I need you to check out this comment that I see here. I'm gonna let you go, but check out that comment right there that you'll see that I got highlighted as soon as you get off. Check it out.
Okay, I sure will.
All right.
Thank you, Coach. All right, Big Show.
All right, man. That was the one and only Coach Marv Price, who I always enjoy talking ball with him. He's knowledgeable, and I think I'm somewhat knowledgeable, so we keep coming back and we just keep talking. We appreciate him dropping his wisdom. Cowboy J, here you go. Cowboy J, here you go. Here you go, Cowboy J. But you come up with something that's very interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, on Podbean, you can't read this, so I'm going to read it to you. Cowboy J asked the question. He says, if a team comes calling for Zach Martin and offers a first-round draft pick this year and a second next year, will you take it? That deal, no. Because Zach Martin demands more. You can get a whole lot more for Zach. Coach said no. I say no as well, but you have to give me a whole lot more than just that. That's not good enough. You got to give me a whole lot more, because Zach Martin is a walking Hall of Famer. He's wherever he goes, he's gonna be a first team All-Pro. It has been that way. Somebody would have to pay a steep price, a big price, in order to get Zach Martin out of Cowboy uniform. It's somewhat enticing, but it's nowhere near enticing enough. The first round. No, if you're saying first round, it better be somebody like Jacksonville who got the first overall pick. Stuff like Zach Martin demands that. Zach Martin demands. Yeah. Zach Martin, I gotta have picks. Listen, Cowboy. I mean, I like what you're doing. That's pretty good. But I gotta have, some team will have to pay the price this year. I ain't really worried about too much next year's. I get one. I gotta get that, but I can't get. You gotta pay me for Zach. Yeah, a real price, something that's gonna hurt. You know what I'm talking about? Really hurt you. I'm stripping you. It's just no question. Ronnie Bell, I don't know who you are, but thanks for popping in. Maybe, let me see what he say. He say the Rams. I got a Ram fan here. I appreciate you, Ronnie. I appreciate you, Ronnie. I don't know. Are you my fraternity brother, Ronnie? I don't know. I don't know where you come from, but I appreciate you popping in. I appreciate it. He says the Rams. We trying to get to where y'all at, man. So I can't even I can't even go back and forth with you, Ronnie. I can't even. I can't even go. I can't even argue with you. Y'all the champs, man. But I will say this: we Cowboy fans. I ain't too keen of talking about my Cowboys. Talking about they BS. You understand? I don't know about all that now, but I I, I appreciate I'm a Kappa coach. I'm a Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. Yeah, no doubt about it. Omicron Epsilon 2K11 4 Club. No doubt about it. I am a member of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. Ronnie, but I appreciate you, Ronnie, for popping in. Y'all, it's nothing nobody can say. Y'all the champ. Oh, okay, coach. We D9 up in here. We D9 up in here. All right. And I don't know if Ronnie is one or not. I just ain't never seen him before. I know I extended my show to a bunch of my fraternity brothers, so I don't know if he's one or not. I just don't know. But anyway, I can't even argue with you, Ronnie. I salute you. Y'all the champs. Y'all good. But anyway, we just trying to see, Ronnie, how we can try to get on y'all level. Joe says I wouldn't take the trade because you can't find a player like him in the first round. You got some difference makers in those first 5 to 6 picks now, Joe. Hutchinson is a difference maker. The kid from Oregon, I can't pronounce his name, the pass rusher. He's good. I would take him.
Call from
Coach Marv.
Okay, coach, and a new coach was coming back. And he back. Come on, coach. You saw that trade.
I got a trade with Zach Martin, man.
Uh-huh.
Give me a top 10 pick.
Yeah, that's about what it's going to. That's how you have to start with that.
A second, and a third
of this year,
and a player.
Of this
gotta
year,
be a starter this year. We ain't talking about next year.
Yeah, exactly.
A top 10 pick.
Uh-huh.
A second and a third, and give me a player that may be a backup player, maybe a backup linebacker or even a cornerback that that got some playing time. He ain't gotta be a superstar. And I'll consider that because now you can replace Zach Martin with a guard in the top 10, and you'll then have 6 top 100 picks. We'll fix all our needs and probably could double up on a couple of needs.
No doubt.
You still have enough veterans on that team that you are all right.
Mm-hmm.
That have had extensive playing time to carry that. You can build your defense even more, build it even stronger, as well as you can get young on the offensive line. You probably could double dip on the offensive line, and with some guys with Will McClay and they'll give Will McClay and his people 6 top 100 picks, 3 in the top 50.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you know what's gonna happen.
Hey,
you know what's gonna happen.
If they want Jack Martin that bad,
yeah,
a top 10 pick, gotta be a team in the top 10.
Gotta be a team. No question.
Second, because they're in the top 10, I know they got an early second. And I know they got an early third.
Yeah.
You can have Zach Martin, and we can take a backup player from you because I need to have a veteran defensive back or something.
But that's what it's gonna have to take. If you talking about taking that guy, you got to pay a hefty price to get that dude.
That's a hefty price there.
Yeah, that's a hefty price, and there's no doubt about that. You have to. That's guys like him demand, and he's not even a quarterback. I mean, guys like Zach Martin, that's what that type of dude he demands that. So I'm in total agreement with you 100% on that, coach. But
yeah,
I care less about
it. Fans, I'm gonna say this right here, Big Show. Fans, we need to concentrate on this team since we got these amount of picks. the top 100 picks, if you look at the top 100 picks, I think about 65 to 70% of them become starters.
Yeah.
Top 100 picks with Will McClay, where he's been making work outside of the top 100 with good picks.
He's been dynamite.
Top 100 picks. That would give us about, if that trade goes down, you're looking at 12. We're looking at 12 picks in this draft, with half of them in the top 100. You can wheel and deal to get any guy you want, because you can move up from the picks you got, because you can package some picks. You actually control the board if you got that many picks in the top 100.
No question. You can even get more, because somebody gonna want to come up and take some of that from you. You can even stack up more.
Someone's gonna come up to get them.
Yeah, you can stack up, and you can set yourself up a little bit for next year if you want to go that route.
Yeah, you use what you have to get what you need, and I think the Cowboys haven't been using that philosophy for a long time, because they love their players.
Yeah.
But if they want to do it this cheap way, and they want to do it through the draft with younger players that's already under contract, where they don't have to worry about trying to get all of they can get out before they start hitting the free agent market.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna have to hit. Now, I will say this: if you get that and you make these great picks, you're gonna have to hit with a Super Bowl in the next 2 to 3 years, because you're gonna have to pay the piper with all those top picks.
Well, you're going to have to pay the
5
piper
years down the road, because all of them going to be coming up for contract.
Well, in particular, Michael Parsons and CD Lamb. That's where the next big gigantic heavy money is going to go.
No, the next one is going to be Michael Parsons, CD Lamb, and your cornerback.
Oh yeah, Diggs, no doubt. Yeah, those three. Yeah, no question. If you plan on
keeping, you got to hit with these guys now, and put people around them, so you can get a championship. If we can get a championship with these players, because remember, folks, if you win championships, your free agent market with your own guys. If you win a championship in Dallas and they become the toast of the NFL and the toast of the town, you're gonna get quite a little bit of discount, because they ain't gonna want to leave Dallas.
Yeah, it's too pretty.
But you have the leverage. If you win,
Lord,
teams have the leverage if you're winning.
Yeah.
Of getting guys to do whatever they need to do to be able to fit themselves in the place that you want to be.
Yeah.
Teams that are not winning and don't have a chance of winning, you have to overpay them, because you say, I'm trying to build something. But if the house is already built, it's easier to get people to take a wiggle their deal, spread some years, take some extra years, some fake years, give a little, because they want to stay in Dallas, because every other team, all the other free agents want to come because they want to be a part of that winning.
Love it, Coach.
So they don't want to be replaced.
Thanks again, Coach. I appreciate it.
That's all you got to do.
I like it. Thanks, Coach.
All right, Big Show.
Thank you. All right. That's a nice little Cowboys, Jay. You started something there. I like it, but I don't know what I got this humming going on in my ear all of a sudden. I don't know, but anyway, that's almost time me to get off in the first place. But listen, you guys are dynamite. And Cowboy Jay thought about Dak too, because there is a little provision in his contract where he can renegotiate or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. He's gonna come up. Cowboys are not real great at keeping guys who really excel when it comes to big contracts, other than Dak and Ezekiel Elliott. I believe that they will do what they have to do for Michael Parsons. Diggs is gonna be questionable, because it almost reminds me of Byron Jones, even though Byron did not do what Diggs does, but Byron Jones, a lot of people don't remember. Byron Jones was not getting any interceptions, but he was first team All-Pro. That year, he was just a dominant cover cornerback. He didn't let nobody He may didn't get any interceptions, but he sure wasn't letting nobody catch no touchdowns either. I mean, he was dominant. That's the reason why he got the big contract from Miami. But the Cowboys do not really pay secondary guys, gigantic money. Um, since they made that deal with Brandon Carr years ago. It's almost scary. As great as Diggs is, already know by the time Diggs contract time come up, wherever that is, he's gonna be one. I mean, he's gonna want to be the highest paid cornerback in the league. I mean, we already know that, and the way that he's going, it looked like that he's gonna be well deserving of that. But we all know how the Cowboys are. I mean, come on now. Uh, you can't predict Steven Jones. So, but his pattern is he don't want to pay guys like that. He just don't. I don't think he's gonna have no choice. Uh, you see what Jay is saying. Jay saying, I wonder what kind of contract Parsons will get. 7 years, $300 million. Doc, I'm telling you, Parsons, who we figure is only gonna get better. He's just learning the position. His pass rushing skills are just raw. He ain't really learned how to really do it yet. But my God, in the beginning, you imagine him in about another 2 to 3 years. Your prediction or your wondering is not so far fetched. Uh, Parsons is gonna get paid. We're gonna keep him. Cowboys ain't that stupid. That's one guy I know that we will keep. We'll make it work. You don't let guys like him go. You don't even let that get to free agency at all. You go ahead and take care of him. So the time is gonna come for him, and we got to do what we got to do. That's why your trade, Cowboy Jake, somewhat made sense because what Coach did not say, Coach Marv didn't say was, well, you get all those picks back, but the other thing is, and he said it because you got a window, as he was talking about, you get younger. That's the bottom line. You know how the Cowboys are about being young. You get younger, and that would be it ain't bad because we are aging. When you start talking about value, you know what I'm saying? Me and Coach Price was talking about the value of Anthony Brown in the trade. I mean, good Lord, where do you think that Zach Martin and people like Tyron Smith would be? I believe as hurt as Tyron Smith is, he's another one that you can get something for. Now, I don't think you can get as much for him for Zach Martin, but certainly you can pick up something for Tyron Smith. Yeah, exactly, Cowboy. I mean, you can get something, and as much as Smith is dying down and getting hurt, you trade him to a team like the Jets or, I'm not, Jacksonville, they become better automatically. Automatically. Now, he may not last on the field, but as long as he's on the field, he makes that line better immediately. I'm talking about impact immediately. So I don't, a guy like Smith can be, to me, traded. We need to get younger anyway. I mean, that ain't saying nothing for him and Dak out. Dak don't need to, experiment at left tackle. He needs security at left tackle. They feel that, of course, that Tyron still can do it. So he's there. But as sooner or later, you got to do it just what Cowboy J just said. You're going to have to flip this roster because they're getting older. They're getting hurt more. They're missing multiple games now. The body just breaking down. You're going to have to get younger. And all in favor of stacking the deck as much as you can. I'm in favor of that. So I like your idea, Jay. I just think that it's too light for Zach Martin. You gotta make a team pay for him. You gotta make a team pay heavy for him. All right, listen. I don't mean to cut it short, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it tonight unless somebody call in within the next 30 seconds. If you call in the next 30 seconds, we'll talk a little bit more, but I'm about ready to shut it down for the night and see what's going on for the rest of this evening. I appreciate all you guys. I love when you guys come on and especially call in because I love talking with knowledgeable football fans who know what they're talking about. I love it. It makes the show a whole lot better, and I appreciate it. And people need to know, you know, what's really going on as we get closer to the draft. The Cowboys have so many holes that whichever direction they go in is not a bad move. But there are a few spots few positions that really do need to be addressed. Um, in this draft, no question about it. Mine are. Oh, no alert again. I have no idea why, Terry. I don't know what's going on, man. Are you on the Terry? Are you on the Spotlight Sports Network Facebook page watching me, or are you on my YouTube page? Which one are you on, Terry? This probably will help me out to let me know so I can look into it. Terry, let me know which one are you looking at me from? Are you looking at me from my Big Time Show YouTube page? You said YouTube only. I don't know what you're saying. Are you watching it from the Spotlight Sports Network page on YouTube, or are you watching it from the Big Time Show YouTube page? Which one, Terry? Let me know. That way I can start trying to figure this stuff out while you're not getting hey, Kenneth Wheeler, I see you. Terry, are you watching it from my page YouTube channel? Are you watching from my YouTube, or are you watching from the Spotlight Sports Network YouTube page? Which one? I hope he ain't left. I don't know. Okay, call in line is still open real quick. Give you last chance before I leave. I will be with you guys on Saturday. You're on my page. Okie dokie. I'm gonna check that out, Terry, to why you're not getting alerts. But let's do you have I know when you're on there that bell that's right there. Is that turned on like twice? I think you touch it twice. I may be off on that. That'll let you get the notifications when I'm on. I know you push the alert there. If you would touch that, hey Eddie, I see you. Eddie, you since I see you there, Eddie, you available? You know what that means. You available, Eddie? You know what that means. So just type in yay or nay. Uh, Make sure that you have that bell. I think press twice, Terry, and that will give you the alert. If I'm not mistaken, I believe I'm right on that. Do that if you haven't done it. Now, if you have done it, then we got a problem. So I need to know what's going on with that. Matter of fact, let me see who's on here. Those that are on the Big Time Show YouTube channel. Are you getting the alerts? Exactly. Joe. Joe is right. Terry, if you're still there, you may have the alert bell that's off. That's the only thing that I can think of from the end. Just make sure that is on. Okay, just tap that bell to where it's on. If and let me see who else is on the Cowboy. Jay, are you watching me from my page, the Big Time Show page, or the Spotlight Sports Network YouTube page? Let me know, brother. And then also let me. I was on all alerts. Okay. I don't know what's going on, Terry. But I'm gonna check it out just to make sure there's no issues with that. I'm gonna make sure I check that out, and then I'm gonna watch the show, Terry. I'm gonna try to get in some type of contact with you as well. Cowboy J, let me know if you're watching me from my page. if you don't mind. If you still here, Cowboy J, let me know. And if you are, do you have the alerts on that whenever I come on, it tells you? Let me know. Or anybody that watches me from YouTube, let me know. If not, I'll see it a little bit later on. All right. Eddie Woods, if you still here, are you available or not? Let me know. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna do it for tonight. Okay, I got birth alerts. Okay. Joe, Joe says he got both alerts, so um that let me know that it is giving the alerts then. That's really what I want to know. Terry, we need to make sure that you got your bell on all alerts there. Just have to make sure. That's what I wanted to see from Joe there. Joe says he had got both alerts on Facebook and YouTube. So I appreciate that. Miss Tyson, you popped in the building over there on Podbean. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for popping in. I'm getting ready to go now, y'all. Yeah, listen, y'all take it easy. I will see you guys. I'm scheduled for Saturday, but I usually would come on if something go down. I thought I was the only one that saw Dak drop the ball for 4 years straight. Terry, yeah. I can, I can't even. When you talk about Dak, you trying to start something. Like some folks don't. Some folks ain't gonna like it, but that's another whole story for another time. I'll be on here another hour if we start going down that road. That's the divide in cowboy land. If you say Dak Prescott, there's a divide in cowboy land. No doubt about that. He's one of the lightning rods for Cowboy Nation. Some believe, some don't. Some say he's good, some say he average. Some say he top 5, some say he top 12. That's what they say about that. It just all depends on. It's almost a classic case of beauty is in the eye of the beholder. It just all depends on what you like. There's some validity what Terry just said there, and at the same time, I've seen them. Terry said we got built-in excuses for him. He don't deliver. He say he's average. You're gonna have a lot of Cowboy fans that agree. And then you're going to have some Cowboy fans like my brother Joe from Italy that will say this. The only thing I know about Dak is he's my quarterback. These two last statements is exactly what I'm talking about. You'll say Terry said, look at it. He said we got built-in excuses for him. He don't deliver, average. That's one side. Then you get the other side, like Joe said, hey, he my quarterback. See, that's Cowboy Nation. And watch this. As crazy as it may sound, and I'm not agreeing with Terry, and I want y'all to say that. As crazy as it may sound, two things can be right at the same time. I'm just gonna throw that out there. I'm just saying. You know what? I might just do a show about Dak and let y'all just argue and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I have my own thoughts about Dak myself, but I'll be out on here another whole hour. No, sir. I'm gonna holler at y'all. All right, Priscilla, you have hung with me the whole time. Priscilla. What party? I don't know. I hope I pronounced that right on Podbean. You have hung with me the whole time. I appreciate you listening in on the show as we talked about the Dallas Cowboys. I don't know if you're a football fan or not, but whatever reason you stayed here, I appreciate you hanging with me. Thanks to all you guys. Yeah, yeah, Terry. I know where you stand. Ain't no doubt. Uh, ain't no doubt about it with Terry. I know how you feel about it. And I ain't gonna argue with you because, like I said, some things are true. It just ain't no question. Yeah, I don't want to do it. See, I lose ratings if I start talking about that. But I'm gonna tell you the truth. It's just the truth. The truth is the truth. If the shoe fit, wear it. If it don't fit, don't put it on. All right, I'll holler at you guys. This has been very therapeutic for me tonight. I appreciate you guys hanging with me. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm actually getting tired. Yeah, I am. I am. All right, I'm getting tired. I see it's time to go. I'm seeing the hand clap emojis. It's time to go, y'all. I see it. All right. Matter of fact, why don't y'all copy that? Y'all know how we leave. We groove our way out of here. And as you leave, before you leave, these are the ways that you can support the podcast. It's there on the ticker for you. This is how you can support it. Cash App, there it is. You see it. The big time $ the big time show. You can also go to the big time show 3.supercast.tech. The big time show 3.supercast.tech. That is one way that you can definitely support the podcast. You can support it monthly. I would appreciate it so much. If not, I just appreciate your ear. If you're not following me on the ticker there, you can see where you can follow me as well. The YouTube channel is there as well. Big Time Show. Just search that out, and I would appreciate you doing just that. All right, I'll see you guys Saturday. This Saturday at 3 o'clock Central Time. 3 o'clock Central Time on Saturday afternoon. I believe I'm right. I will let you know if there be any change. There's a good possibility that might change. I can tell you that now. So just turn on your notifications again. I will come Saturday. I may be just a couple hours later, but I will get with you guys some point on Saturday, maybe 5 o'clock, maybe. Who knows? But as of now, just turn your notifications on. I will be with you here at the one and only. Y'all know what it is, y'all. This is the Big Time Show.